Hi, good evening. This is Pat from Pat's Card Corner. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And I forgot to let you all know that I was coming on tonight, but it is Tuesday and it's time for Take Two Tuesday. So we are going to be making something with this piece of paper. This is a 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper. This comes from the Snowflake Splendor designer series paper pack. And say that real fast. And I'm just going to get myself situated here. So hold it, give me just a sec. Okay, so this is one of the easiest peasiest things that you can do, but it's also fun. So all you need is a 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper, and you will need some adhesive. So you can either use multi-purpose liquid glue, or you can use Stampin' Seal on this, or any kind of tape runner you have. You can also use tear and tape. So whatever is most convenient for you or that you have ready. The only other thing you'll need is a trimmer and a scorer. So hopefully if you have a Stampin' Up! One, then you know that you can cut and score with both. So we are going to make a project tonight that is fun and easy, and I'm going to show you real quick. We're going to make a set of 5 boxes. So if you need some little boxes to put some treats in for Christmas, or put in a stocking for a stocking stuffer, this is going to work for you. I'm trying to check and make sure I'm on the screen here and that you can see everything. So, all right, so this is the paper that I'm going to use tonight. I made some the other night, and these are what they look like. You can stack them up. You can use them as decoration. I have different, let me move this out of the way so you can see a little bit better. So you can, any kind of paper you want. So here's some more. So that's what they look like. So each box is a separate piece, and they're all made the same way. So if you can make one, you can make them all. And we're going to start with, actually, when we do them, we're going to start with the biggest one, because if you can make the big one, as they get smaller, you can make all the smaller ones too. Okay, so you need to have your piece of 12 by 12 designer series paper, and we are going to do a little bit of cutting, and then we're going to do a little bit of scoring. So we're going to cut everything first. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut a 3-inch strip off the side of our paper. So we are cutting, so you need to get your cutting blade out and the scoring blade. So we're just going to cut a 3-inch piece, and then we're going to take this piece and we're going to turn it long ways. So now the 12-inch is on this side, and we are going to cut that at 5 inches. So I'm just going to put it right here on the 5-inch mark. I'm going to cut. So now we have one piece that is 3 inches by 5, and we have one piece that is now 3 inches by 7. And we're going to set those aside. Okay, and now we're going to take the other, this is the other piece that we just cut the 3 inches off the side, and we are going to turn this so we have the long side going across the top. And this one, we are going to cut this one at 3 inches. Okay, let me move my blade here. So we're also cutting this at 3 inches. So we have this. So now this piece is 3 by 9. Then this piece we're going to cut at 4 inches. So we're just cutting another piece off. So this is 4 inches by 9 inches. And then the last piece that we have is 5 inches by 9 inches. Okay, so now the fun part is we're gonna do a lot of scoring. So you can score on your cutter trimmer, and we're gonna take every piece. We're gonna start with the smallest one first. So this is the 3 by 5, and we're gonna score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. And we're gonna do that with all of our pieces. Ah, whoops, I just cut it. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, hold on. Let me grab another piece here real quick. All right, so this is what you get when you're live. So let me just, I'm just gonna cut another piece that's the same as that one, so I don't, and then I'm gonna move my cutting blade out of the way. So this is the 3 by 5 piece that I just accidentally cut. See, don't do that. This is my cutting blade. It is now going to be taken out of the track so that I don't actually do this again, because that would be bad. All right, it does come out here. There we go. I just took it out so I don't accidentally cut again, because I don't want to do that. All right, so let's go back. So this is the 3 or 5 by 3, and we're going to score it with your scoring blade, not your cutting blade. We're going to score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So I'm just going to keep turning it and scoring it. So I'm having on the 1 inch mark over here, so that it's going to be 1 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, so that's piece number 1. Now we're going to do the second piece. This piece is 3 inches by 7, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So we're going to do them all 5 pieces that we have the same way. So this is very simple. You don't have to remember all kinds of weird numbers. It's all the same. 1 inch on all 4 sides. And the best part about making these are, you don't have to have any stamps to do these. All you have to have is paper and glue. So this is the next piece. This is 3 inches by 9. We're going to score that the same way, 1 inch on all 4 sides. And we are going to do a little bit more scoring on each of these pieces too. And I will put all those measurements in the comments so you can have it later. Right now we're just scoring every piece on at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, our next piece is 4 inches by 9 inches. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to score and then turn it. We're scoring it at 1 inch, so you're always placing it on the 1 inch mark. And you're just going to keep going around, keep turning it till you've done all 4 sides. So super easy. Okay, and this last piece is 5 inches by 9 inches. So if you ever want to do this again, but you only want one size of the box, you can just cut your paper, whatever size that box is that you liked the most, and you don't have to make all 5, but you can just make one that you have the size you want. But this way you'll have 5 different sizes to choose from. So, and I think my computer froze up again, so. All right, okay, so now we have all of them done, and I'm just gonna pile them back up here, the smallest to the shortest or longest. And now we're gonna do some additional scoring. So the smallest piece, which is 5 by 3, We're going to have the 5-inch side along the top, and we are going to score this one at 2 inches. And then we're going to score it at 3 inches. So if you look at this one when you're done and where all your score lines are, it's going to kind of look like a little checkerboard because it's evenly scored all the way around. So we're just going to set that aside. And now we're going to take the next piece. This one is 7 inches by 3 inches. We're going to place the 7-inch side along the top, and we are going to score this one at 3 inches and at 4 inches. So the best part of this is that all of the numbers are all even. I don't know if you've noticed that. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no 1/4 inch. There's no 1/8 inch. It's easy to do there. Oh, hey, Pam. Hi there. So I was just talking with Pam on the phone a minute ago. Now she's watching me. All right, so this is the next piece. This is 3 inches by 9 inches. We're going to put the 9-inch side along the top, and we're going to score this at 4 inches and at 5 inches. Okay, and the next piece, which is 4 inches by 9 inches. We're going to place the 9-inch side across the top, and this is easy to remember. We're going to do this the exact same as the other one. This is going to be scored at 4 inches and at 5 inches. And then we have one more piece, and this is the piece that is 5 inches by 9 inches. We're going to score it. You're going to place the 9-inch side along the top, and this one is also going to be scored at 4 inches and 5 inches. So the last 3 pieces that we did are both 4 inches and 5 inches extra scoring. And now we are done with all of our scoring. And what you're going to need now is a pair of paper snips and a bone folder. And we're actually going to start with the biggest one first, and we're going to start at the biggest box, and we're going to work our way down to the smallest box. So let me get my scissors, and we're going to start to cut. Oh, I forgot my bone folder. Let me get that too. Okay. All right. So we are going to fold it, and every place where we scored it, you're just going to give it a good crease. So we scored at 1 inch on all 4 sides, so got that, and then we also scored it kind of more toward the middle. So each of these boxes and the lid are all one piece, so there's no like an extra box and lid, so they all like flip apart. So you're going to want to decide, this is going to be my outside, so I'm going to cut on the outside. So we're going to only cut on the long side, and you're going to cut up where the score line is just into the next score line. So you'll have like a little square tab. You're going to move over to the next score line, and you're going to cut up until you get to the first horizontal one, and we're going to do that all the way across. So you're going to score up. The next one, you're also going to score up just until you get to the fold line. Okay? And then we're going to do this easier is I'm going to actually fold these under, so you can see that we have 3 small tabs, and then you have the 2 that I just folded up. And the reason I folded it up is because these little tabs, we're going to take just a little, I like to call it a pie slice, right off the ends. So you're just making a tiny little, just kind of angling it just a little bit. And we only want to do this to the small square pieces, square tabs, not the big ones. And that's why I folded them under, so I don't accidentally cut them. And it just makes it easier to do this cutting, and you can kind of see what I'm doing just a little bit better too. So when you're done, you can see how there's like a little pie slice taken out. Now we're going to turn the paper to the other side and do the exact same thing on this side of the paper. So we're going to cut up right on the score line for all 4 of the score lines that are on the side. And you're just going to cut right up till you get to the next one where it folds. You don't go any farther. And then we're going to do the exact same thing where I'm going to just fold under the big flap, so I'm just left with the one on the end, the one in the middle, and the one on the other end. And we're just going to cut a tiny little pie slice, I guess, I don't know what you call it, pizza slice, pie. It's after dinner. I'm thinking pie because I just finished my dinner, so think dessert. And then we're going to do it on this end too. And then we're ready to glue and put our box together. Okay. So this is what you have. So you're actually, this is going to be the outside of my box. So you want to have whatever side of your paper you're using as the outside. And I'm going to put a little bit of Stampin' Seal on it because this holds really well. And you're just going to put some just on the little tiny flaps. You don't want to put it anywhere else. My thing is getting stuck here. So sometimes my tape thing has a mind of its own. And we're going to put some on this one in the middle. We're not going to put it anywhere else, just on the one end on the left and on the middle. And now we're going to fold it up to make a little box. So what you're going to do is you're just going to fold this one under, and you're going to match the corners. Just give it a little press, turn it, fold it under, match, press. This one is, I'm going to fold that back just a little bit. This is the other one I put, so you're going to fold it. This is making the bottom of the box. So you're just going to fold it under and attach it just like that. You can see where it meets the side right there. And now we have the bottom of our box, and this is going to be the lid. So now we have to put our lid together. So the reason I don't put the glue on these tabs to begin with is just in case it doesn't get in the way and it doesn't accidentally try and attach itself to something that you don't want it to attach to. So you can see how it's going to fold up and make a little box. Okay, so we have this part done. So I just lay it flat with my box over here, and now we're just going to put a little bit of adhesive on both of these flaps. And then all you're going to do is just fold it under and press it down. You're going to do the same thing. You're just going to fold that in and press it down, and now you have the lid to your box. All you have to do is close it up, and there you go. One box. So that's your first one. Now we have 4 more to do that are just like this. So we can set this one aside, and we're going to get out the next biggest piece that we had, and this one is 4 inches by 9 inches. And again, we're going to fold it and burnish the crease where we scored it. So we had scored on 1 inch on all 4 sides, so that's, we're going to do all 4 sides first. And I'm just going to fold it up there, and then we also scored it kind of toward the middle. So I'm going to do that one and one more. And now that's ready to be cut, and we're going to cut it the exact same way as we're only going to cut on the score lines here, 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 and here. So, oops, my thing's getting crooked. So we're going to take paper snips, and you're just going to cut right up to the score line. So this is super easy. So if you just want this size box, you know, you just need 1 piece of, and you can make these out of cardstock. You don't have to use designer series paper. You can just make them out of cardstock and then decorate your box. And then again, I just flipped under the large tabs because they're all cut here. Flip these under so that I can see the other, whoops, So I can see the other ones that I want to cut the tiny little pie pieces out, just like we did on the other ones. You're just going to cut just a tiny little piece off of each one of the small tabs. I call them the square tabs. So if it's not square, you're not going to cut it. If it's a rectangle shape, then you got the wrong one. So we're just cutting the little square tabs. Okay, and now we're going to do the other side. And it's the exact same way. We're just going to cut right up on the score line. We're just going to kind of go down the side. You're only going to cut up to the next score line where it folds. And you should be able to see where it's folded on yours. And then I'm just going to tuck the big flaps under, so I'm only left with the little squares, and we're just going to cut a little pie piece out. Just like that. See how easy these are? So hey Melissa. Now I know you can do this, Melissa, because you don't have to, all you need is to be able to cut with a pair of scissors and fold. And if you don't have something to score with, you can use a ruler and like the side of a butter knife or something that's really thin. Okay, so now we have our box. Now we're going to put some glue on just these two tabs, the small ones, and these two on the end. So I'm using Stampin' Seal, which it holds really well. You can also use multi-purpose liquid glue. You can use some tear and tape. In fact, I might do one with tear and tape in a minute just so you can see that it works too. Oh, that's stuck on me. I think I'm getting near the end of this, and it's letting me know that it's not at the beginning. There we go. And then you're just gonna, I start at the end, so I'm just gonna fold it up, and you're gonna have the edges of your box meet. And you just turn it, fold your piece under, match up your sides. This is the middle piece. So we're just going to fold this. This is the part that's making the bottom of our box. And then you're just going to turn it a little bit more. And our other box was a square. If you'll notice, this box is a little bit of an oblong shape. So, and now I'm just going to lay it flat, and I'm going to put some adhesive on the ends of these two flaps. Oop. Getting glue on my thing here. I think it's being ornery today. All right, and then we're just going to fold these sides in. This is the lid, so you only have to do on the ends of this one. And you have, there's your little box, close it up, and there you go. One little box. So this is the first one we made. This is the next one. You can see they're getting a little bit smaller, and this one's also a little bit different shape. Okay, so now we're going to do the next one. So we have 3 more. We're going to do them all the same. This one is 3 inches by 9 inches. So we scored it on 1 inch on all 4 sides. We're just going to take our bone folder and just go around the outside and just score them. Get a nice crease on them, because you know boxes should have nice good corners on them. We're going to flip that up, and I'm just going to turn it this way. This one's going to be long and narrow, so this box is going to look even different than the other one. So the other ones you can put in small jewelry, little candies. This will fit like a small cookie in it. So this one, and we're going to do it the same way. This is the outside. So we're just going to cut up on all the score lines, right, all the way down. And then I'm just going to fold these up so that I can see my squares, because we want to see the little square pieces. And then we're just going to take a teeny little pie piece out. So if you've been watching this all along, then you know how to do this already. I mean, you could probably do it in your sleep already. It's so easy. They're easy, they're quick. It's great if you need a last minute gift for somebody. You know, make a little box real quick because you don't have one. So Okay, so we did that side. Now I'm going to flip it and we're going to do the other side. So we're just going to cut up on the score line to where we scored it in the middle. So, and you can see that this is going to be kind of a long and narrow box, but you'll see when we get it done. And so I'm just folding those up so we have the 3 little squares so I can cut my little pie pieces out. And by cutting this out, this little corner piece out, it helps the box go together a little bit better so the ends aren't in the way. If you didn't cut exactly straight, then you know you don't have pieces that are like hanging over. But it just makes it fold better, gives you a better corner on it. Okay, so now we're just going to lay this down, and again, just like we did the other ones, we're putting adhesive on these 2 tabs and on these 2 tabs on the end. So let me get my little thing out here. It doesn't take a lot, just a little. So I kind of put it on the end and a little bit more like right toward the score line. It's got stuck there. Just to give it a good seal. I usually start on the end and we're just going to fold it up. Make a good crease. Fold it this way. Make sure the edges are the same. Then you're just going to fold this one in. And again, we're making the bottom part of the box right now. So this is, when it's done, you'll see. I'm just now might need to like fold it in a little bit there. So this is the bottom. You can see it's long and narrow. This is perfect for a tube of lipstick, a thing of chapstick. It's great for wintertime, things like that. So I'm just going to lay it flat and I'm going to put a little adhesive on both of these ends here so we can make the lid of our box. So the other good thing about these is you don't have to worry about losing the lid because the lid is attached to the bottom because it just flips right over. So we're just going to fold those in and attach it. And then this is the lid. There's our box. Yep. And just put it together and there you have a little box. Perfect, like I said, for a little thing of lipstick, any kind of candy that kind of comes in a tube will work. So there's one more. And now we have 2 left, and this is the next one. This one is 3 inches by 7. The other one was 3 by 9, so we're going to do the same thing again. And I've lost my video on my computer, so I'm hoping it's still going. I need a new computer. I think my video driver is just decides it just doesn't want to work sometimes. So, all right, so now we're going to fold up these 2 pieces just like we did before. So we have one on the end, one in the middle, one on the end, our little squares, and we're just going to cut a tiny little pie piece out. And I realized I forgot to, we're going to do that in a second. I forgot to crease it really good on this one. I got on a roll here and I forgot. But that's okay, because you can go back and do it anytime you want. So I'm just going to go back and do it right now. So it doesn't matter. If you want to cut it all first, you can. Just sometimes it's easier to not. So we're just going to fold that up. We're going to fold in our ends. I'm going to do this side because I forgot to do that before. And then it's going to crease in the middle. And one more. Okay. All right, so we cut this side. Now we're going to turn it and we're going to cut this side over here. And we're just going to cut right just like we did the other ones. In fact, we're almost done. We have this one and then there's one more, and the last one is a teeny tiny little box. Okay, then again I'm going to fold up the 2 middle ones, so I have left with, and this is important because you'll realize it when we get to the last box, one on the end, one in the middle, one on the end. And we're just going to cut a tiny little pie piece out And this just helps your box fold up better and kind of takes away a little bit of where it's meeting, just to kind of give you just a better fold. So, one more. Okay, and now we're ready to put some adhesive on these. We're going to put them on the two in the middle, the two on the end. Oop. I think it's getting kind of stringy there. Okay, there we go. Get that off my mat so I don't accidentally stick my thing in there. Okay, I'm just gonna, all right, and then we're just going to flip this up, and then it's gonna flip this way. Trying to fix my computer here. And, all right. And then we're going to flip this in. This also is a tiny little box. This is great for putting like a necklace in, a little bit of jewelry. You can put a couple Hershey nuggets in here. And so that's a tiny, these are tiny little boxes. These are great for putting in a stocking too, because they're pretty small. I'm going to put some adhesive on the other tabs on the end. This is our lid. So we're just going to fold this in. Make sure you're even. Your ends are even. And there's one more little box. And we're just going to close that right up. And there we go. So we're going to set that aside. I'm going to bring them all back in just a second. And this is the very last box we have. So we're going to, we scored it on at 1 inch on all 4 sides. So we're going to fold that up. And this one, if you'll notice, the way we scored it in the middle, I believe it was at 2 inches and at 3 inches. So when it's all done, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like 15 little squares. But we are going to cut on the long side, just like we did with the other ones. And we're just going to cut up on all the score lines. And if you'll notice when you're looking at this one, all of your pieces, all of your end little pieces, they're all squares. And the reason I was folding them up before, so if we fold these up the same way we did the other ones, so that we have 3 squares, it's easy to remember which ones to cut, because if I tell you, oh, just cut all the squares, well, those are squares too. So this is an easy way to remember which ones you're supposed to do. So if you keep folding them up in the middle, so you're left with one on the end. We're going to cut little pie pieces out, one in the middle. Cut little pie pieces out of that one, and one on the end. You don't have to worry that you're cutting the wrong one, because if you cut the wrong one on this box, then it kind of makes your sides look a little wonky. So you can see that these are the same size as the other one. So now we're going to turn it and do the other side. And this makes the cute little box, teeny little box. So this one is perfect for putting like a ring in. You want to give somebody a ring. Or one Hershey's Kiss will fit exactly in here. So it's kind of a cute little treat thing. Whoops, forgot to fold my things up. Let me fold them up so you only have the 3. Fix that one a little bit. Oop, come up there. We're just cutting our little pie pieces off. And I got one more on the end. And this is our last box. This is number 5. And you can see how tiny it is. So again, we're putting the adhesive on the middle and on the end. So if you remember middle and end, you won't accidentally put glue on the wrong ones. And you're putting the glue or adhesive on the ones that you've cut the little pie pieces out too. So that also makes it easier to figure out. So I'm going to start with the one on the ends. So this is going to make a tiny little square box. You can see how small it's going to be. There's the ends of that one. And then this one is actually going to tuck right inside. There, you can see how tiny it is. And when you get to, whoops, this one, you might just kind of have to bend it a little bit to get it to go around. But you want to make sure all of your sides are even so you have a nice little square. And so that's our little box. And then we're just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the end pieces of this one. This is going to make our lid. And you're just going to fold it up and just match the sides, match the corners. You're going to fold that one in and match the corners. You can see, and this is your little lid. Isn't that cute? And there you go, tiny, tiny little box. And let me show you real quick, because I happen to have some right here. A Hershey Kiss. Let me find where I will fit right inside your box. There you go. So you can hide a little present. So these are the 5 boxes that we did. So you can see we have different sizes. This is a square. This is the bottom first one. This one's a little more rectangle. This one's long and skinny for like chapstick. This one is a little bit skinny, but it's a little bit shorter. You can put a necklace, some kind of jewelry in there, earrings, or earrings will fit in here too. And this one is the smallest one. So then all you need to do is you're just going to stack them up from biggest to smallest, just like that. And now you need a piece of ribbon. So I have a piece of, this is just white ribbon. It's got a little silver metallic edge to it. And I don't have a ruler here, but you need about 30 inches because you want it to be tall enough. So I'm cutting kind of a long piece. I'm not measuring because I just don't have a ruler with me. So I'm just gonna put the ribbon underneath here. Kind of make it even on the ends, and you're just going to tie it in a bow on the top. So you're just going to tie it just like that. And if you kind of do a little tight there so it'll hold it, stick your finger on it, just tie it in a bow. That's all you need to do. And you can use this as a decoration on a table, like your dining room table for Christmas dinner. You can match it to any of your decor. You can just have it sitting around your house somewhere. Just going to tie a bow. So you can leave them like that, or actually I meant to do it the other way. Hold on. You do it the other direction. I'll tell you why. We're going to tie it this way, not the other way. That's so once you get it tied, you can kind of turn them a little bit so that they aren't all flat. So now you get to watch me attempt to tie a bow again. So there we go. So you're just going to sit it right there. Get it right in the middle. And if you kind of pull it a little tight there, it'll kind of hold it in place. The boxes aren't going to go anywhere. You can see they're not falling down or anything. There we go. So if you do it that way, then you can kind of turn your boxes and make them so that they're not all straight. And there you go. And you've got a cute little, you can make your, that's kind of a big bow, kind of make it a little bit smaller, and that way you have more little tails hanging down. There we go. And you have a nice little decoration, or you could put a little gift inside each of these boxes and give somebody the whole stack, or you can tie them all separate in little bows or little twine, and you've got 5 separate little boxes. So if you want, you can line them all up straight if you like them all straight. So there you go. And like I showed you before, I'm just going to turn them a little bit. You can make them in any paper you want. This one's kind of green. This one has all different kinds of Merry Christmas and stuff in all different languages. So you can do, I'm going to kind of turn them sideways because you can't really see them when you're looking at them from the top. So that's kind of what they look like. Put a little tag on it, put some treats inside, and you're all set. So I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy little thing. It just took one piece of 12 by 12 paper, a little bit of cutting, a little bit of glue, a piece of ribbon to hold them together, and you have a cute little set of boxes. So it is just a few days before Christmas, so I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, Merry Christmas, and enjoy time if you're getting together with your family, or if it's only just your immediate family at your home. Just like for me, it's just my husband and I. That you have a wonderful holiday and Thanksgiving, Christmas, and I will see you hopefully next Tuesday, and hope you have a great night and a great Christmas, and see you next time on Take Two Tuesday. And if you have any questions, you can leave a comment. I'd love it if you shared this, and you can also this project you'll probably see over on my blog at www.jumpingintostamping.com. If you'd like to purchase anything while you're over there, please use my holiday host code. And if you have any questions, just give me a shout. Have a great night.